Hey friends, Marko here. I'm excited to have just a couple minutes to introduce you to my friends Kristian Mendoza and Judy Otero. Both of them are graduates of a San Diego 10 by 10 cohort that the Youth Cartel hosted over the last year. We had our final retreat 2 weeks ago, I think it was, so very recently. And I thought rather than me telling you all about the youth ministry coaching program, I'd ask Kristian and Judy a couple of questions. Okay, so here we go. What were some of the highlights of the YMCP process for you?
There's so many highlights I think of, and I'm gonna say two. I know maybe you're asking only for one, but I'm gonna start off with doing it with a good friend.
Yeah.
Doing it with a
Oh, you
friend
know
and
what? I
coworker.
realized I introduced your names, but I didn't tell everybody you work together at the same church, which is why
Yeah.
you're in the same room. They're on the youth ministry staff at East Lake Church, which is a San Diego church. They're only about 20 minutes away from me.
That's
Back to
right.
you, Kristian.
Doing it with a friend and coworker and seeing how our cohort pushed not just Judy, but all of us to go out of our comfort zone.
Mhm.
And it really forced us and encouraged us to grow. And I think the beautiful part about growing is um, seeing others grow too
Mhm.
and letting people speak into your growth and allowing to speak into others growth. And so that was such a beautiful part. And so, and a little caveat on that too, if we're going to say another favorite retreat, being able to really talk about those growth affirmations
Yeah.
and speak life over the last year and what we've seen. I think I know I grew so much. I know Judy did. I
Mhm.
got to see that personally in many ways. And then even our cohort, like there's people from different parts of the country, but we get to speak into their growth
Yeah.
because we got to
Uh,
see it firsthand. I
yeah,
think it's really cool.
Yeah.
that's awesome. Judy, what surprised you that you weren't expecting, but
Yeah.
that you were glad for?
Yeah. I think going into this, we really didn't know what we were going into. We had heard really good things from our boss who had done it a year or two prior. But I think what surprised me was just how vulnerable everyone was from the jump. And I think that is from the jump, we knew it was going to be something special because of how vulnerable people were. And it was just such a safe space for us to express our anger, our annoyance,
Mm,
our joy, just all of it, which allowed for us to have that growth. And then I think something else, I just felt so empowered after every meeting. We were learning so much, which
Huh.
sure maybe was a little overwhelming because you're like, how am I going to hold all this in? But I was just surprised at how empowered I felt to go
Huh.
out into our ministry and do the things and apply the things that we had been learning.
yeah.
That's a great transition to my last question because I love, personally, as a person who leads this, I love seeing the growth in youth workers' lives. And
Yeah.
I certainly believe that a thriving ministry needs a thriving youth pastor, right? Or youth director. But I think most people considering this want to see change in their ministry. So, how did all of that contribute or impact your ministry?
That's oh man, that's such a good question. And
Yeah.
I want to start with like Judy feeling, and I think we both felt this. We left empowered,
Mhm.
but the really cool part about this cohort is it wasn't just fluff, it wasn't just
Mhm.
hearing good things, it was learning practical things.
Yeah.
And so I feel
Mm,
like we left not just empowered, but leaving with practical things we can do in our ministry.
Yeah.
One of the things I think we did, and we both talked about this, was like creating our youth group's values, our
Yeah.
ministry values, which then helped us plan what the year would look like, how we were going to strategize, the decisions we were
Mhm.
going to make, the people we're going to include.
Yeah.
And it really led to not just growth in numbers, but growth in our students and leaders'
mm,
um, faith.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
wow.
that's so good. I think kind of already touched on it, but it is such a safe space, the cohort. And
Yeah.
so we were able to come to them with something we had kind of been just thinking about and processing and hearing if what we were considering doing was going to be a good decision and to have them back us and then to be able to execute it and then come back and be like, hey,
Yeah.
we did it. And it's been awesome. And so, yeah, yes, we've seen a growth in numbers and just, I think, overall structure and yeah, just the way we do things is different now
Yeah.
and only in good ways. And so
Mm,
it's been amazing to just see the way
that's
that
great.
the
Your
cohort has
ministry is like, I remember right? Your ministry is like almost doubled. over the last year?
Yeah.
I'm saying that's 100% because of YMCP.
Hey,
Whether that's true or not.
Yeah.
Sure.
And a lot of those ideas, right? A lot of the ideas that we were given, they worked at a youth group in Colorado.
Yeah.
And then so to see that same idea work in a youth group in San Diego in a different context, in our own context, was a really beautiful picture of the Big C church at large. Like, it's really cool.
That's awesome. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
Wonderful to see you, and always fun for me to get to hear about the impact of this program. People listening, we would love you to join us in one of our 2026 cohorts. We've got them forming all over the country, so reach out. Thanks, Kristian and Judy.